Hey guys, good to be back. I know it's been a while. A lot of you have been asking when I'm going to upload, and I feel so much love because you're still here. Yeah, I may have lost some subscribers along the way, but then I'd gained some. And then Old Faithful, those of you, my Old Faithful group, are still hanging on, so I really appreciate it. I wasn't sure when I was going to post or what I was going to post. But then today another content creator who doesn't even talk about making content said, just make the video. And I thought, okay, that's a sign. And I knew I wanted to do something soon, so here I am. So as some of you may or may not know, of course, I do acting, and I will always forever do acting. But I recently took a teaching job because I used to be a teacher way back in the day. And then I took a break because I was like, oh no, I don't want to teach. I let my certificate expire. And now I'm back in the classroom, getting recertified, getting it all back up to date. And so it's been really interesting to kind of compare and contrast how the classroom has been then versus now. Some things are still the same and some things are totally different. And I thought about titling this, Our Teachers and Students Deserve Better, because I'm so frustrated with the education system and how we just give our educators and our students crumbs, like even down to like how terrible even the paper towels are in the bathroom. I mean, to just the materials we give them and some of the curriculum, not all of it's terrible, but I don't know. I don't want to be too negative, but it's frustrating because I can see why the kids are uninspired, why they're frustrated, why educators are frustrated. It's just an all around, I feel like the American education system just needs a major overhaul. But then I thought about my audience and I realized, well, I probably don't have that many teachers watching, so this wouldn't really be applicable. So I thought maybe what I should do is overlay that into something titled, You Deserve Better. Yes, you and myself, all of us deserve better. What do I mean by that? It's very vague, but hopefully this is catching you at the right time. I always let things just kind of get downloaded into my spirit and I say, okay, God, like whatever message you want me to tell the masses is sort of what I will impart. And so this one is just, it almost goes along the lines of like self-care, self-love, confidence, which is something I'm working on big time because I went through a very dark period recently. And the only way I was able to sort of climb out of that was to really double down on, okay, I have to empower myself and give myself the power back that I've been giving just away to everyone and everything, and to realize I'm also important. And sometimes I think we can let ourselves get lost in the fray, some of us, not everybody, and put everybody's priorities and needs above ours. So that being said, I think it's important to up your standard, up your game. What do you want? What do you need? And realize you deserve it. You deserve better. You don't have to settle in life in any arena, whatever that is. And so I'm working on that, of course. You know, we're all in process, right? I don't ever want to come across as a content creator that's got it all together and has their life figured out, because that is far from the truth. Those that know me in real life know, like, I struggle with mental health stuff a lot. And that's my big dragon I have to slay, is like loving myself enough to overcome those challenges when I get depressed or when I get anxious, and to do things to make self-loving choices because I deserve better. And so sometimes it's hard because you have to really push yourself, whether it's physically, financially, emotionally, mentally, whatever arena it is in. Sometimes you just have to say, okay, I need to see improvement in this area, so I'm gonna have to put in the work. And I think that's what stops us sometimes, is we get complacent, or we feel like, sometimes if you're like me, sometimes I feel like I get lazy. I'm like, I don't want to put in the extra work that it's going to take to get to where I need to be so that I can have what I deserve. But that's only hindering myself, and that's not self-loving, right? Because you don't want somebody that wouldn't put the effort in towards loving you, so why would you not give yourself that same courtesy? So that's what I'm trying to remember, like seeing the relationship with myself almost like it's almost a separate entity. It's like, okay, how can Rebecca show up for Rebecca? It's weird, as disjointed as that might sound. It sounds like disassociated or something. But when you think about it, we're like observing the observer. We get to hear our thoughts and watch them through this lens of consciousness. And so I think it's important to give yourself that love too, and to say, okay, what do I deserve? Maybe I deserve better. And that isn't to say like go out and quit your job and quit your relationships and, you know, move, like run to some island, exotic island, and just live on the beach and sip on pina coladas, which of course I've said that before, like that sounds amazing. But then you got to be realistic too, right? And sometimes it's things that are just little tweaks. Sometimes they're big tweaks. Sometimes you can stay in that same job, but you just got to say, okay, well, how can I get the promotion I want, or the office I want, or whatever your situation is, right? The audience is so broad, I can't narrow it down that specifically. And what do I deserve? What do I want? And I think it really starts with seeing yourself through the eyes of love, like you might do for everybody else, which is something I definitely struggle with. But now I feel like I've gotten better about realizing, you know, I matter just as much as others do. So that's my message today. This is a quick one. I want to keep putting out these videos, just like little snippets, things. You know, my channel, it's whatever comes to my mind, really, or whatever I'm inspired to do. But for now, it's probably going to be like inspirational, motivational stuff. Thank you for being here. And if you're new, thank you for joining me. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one. In the meantime, please take care of yourselves and take care of one another, because I just feel like, and this is one more thing I'll add. I feel like we've lost wonder and I was actually talking to somebody about this today, like the wonder of being alive. I think something about our modern culture where we have so many conveniences, we've almost, all of those things that have made life easier have in a way stripped us of our humanity and the beauty of being human and connecting as humans and having community and having awe and the fact that we're breathing and that we go outside and there's trees and nature and sky and animals and earth beneath our feet, and that we're spinning out into the solar system and somehow we don't have to think about it, it just happens. And so I think that's another thing too. And I didn't want to make a whole separate video because I feel like that's all I want to say is basically that childlike wonder and innocence that I feel like a lot of, I don't know if it's since the pandemic or what, it just feels like it's, maybe it was starting to deteriorate and then it just finally was like, boom. But just to get that back, that excitement of, you know, and that's not to say you got to be like, woo, wide-eyed all the time everywhere you're going. Of course, you're going to have days where you're not feeling great or moments, and that's fine. It's totally normal. Everything is both, right? You're going to have positive and negative mental states. But just maybe something to think about. And I think it comes down to being grateful. It's just sort of like, okay, what do I have? And sometimes that is so hard. I've had days where I'm just like, such a negative mindset that I'm just like, there's nothing to be grateful for. But it's like, no, if I look around, I have a roof over my head. I have instruments to play. I love music, right? So that's, for me, that's exciting and I'm grateful for. I have books on my bookshelf I can read. I can read. Some people can't even read. You know, all you got to do sometimes is just look around. I got clothes on me, which, you know, some people don't have clothes or clean clothes, or, you know, just so many things. So I think when people say that, sometimes I get frustrated. I'm like, yeah, be grateful, especially when you're in a mood and you're just like, I don't want to hear that. But it really kind of sets the foundation of that awe and that wonder. And I think too, if you go through life and you have that, I'm not saying you gotta go around like, woo, because some people aren't as expressive as someone like myself. It's not about that. I think it's just like in your soul, like a deep appreciation just for existing and that other people exist, and the fact that we get to connect with other beautiful souls like yourself. It's sometimes I think about, I'm like, thank you, God, like, thank you for the people that I get to connect with every day, like at my work and at church, or out in the community, even if I go to the grocery store, if I get to smile at someone or say hello, like, thank you, that's another human, and we all need that connection. So that's my TED Talk. I hope everybody is well. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you so, so, so much. I'm hoping to keep doing this. Y'all know me. I'm not a consistent YouTuber. I'm just going to be that person that likes to put out a little bit of good juju when I can. So I'll see you when I see you. I'd love to hear from you guys. It was really nice when I put out my little community thing, by the way, and I heard from the familiar faces, my familiar subscribers. It's like, oh, they're still here. So thank you guys so much. And I will wrap this up, otherwise I will be here forever. All right, bye guys, love you.